What's up, guys? Happy Saturday morning. Every Saturday morning, I have a standing offer from my real estate agent and good friend to go to breakfast. And I love doing that because we talk business, life, success. And we were having a discussion today about how the top people out there in the world, they don't just talk philosophy. They really teach you something that they're doing. They open up the curtain and they allow you in to see what they're doing to get to where they are today. They teach you what they've already done. Okay, you hear me talk about baking the cake and selling the recipe. Okay, so for a decade, I was a women's basketball coach, a high school women's basketball coach. Okay, and I spent 5.5 hours a day with those players. What I was doing to really help them win was I was devising strategy and implementing strategy on how to touch the whole person. The body, that's physical. The mind, that's mental. The heart, that's emotional. The spirit, that's spiritual. Because I understood the whole person theory. Okay? That each person's made up of 4 parts. So, what does that look like? I was doing leadership academies every day. Life after basketball. Programs. I was linking people up with successful entrepreneurs. I was doing Thursdays with Dr. Phil on stuff for kids. I was doing events. I was doing dinners. I was doing like I really knew what I was doing, but I didn't know what I was doing. And now that I look back and I study great cultures, and great cultures have trust. They have trust, belonging, and purpose. I had all these belonging cues. Had dinners together, and breakfast together, and early morning workouts, and individual meetings, and pre-practice meetings. And man, I was really building culture. And what I didn't understand at the time that would help me today is that that's exactly what we're doing in our business. Belonging cues, spending time with each other, doing the DISC profiles, putting people in their strength zones, building camaraderie, building competitive intelligence. I didn't realize I was doing it. I was doing it. I knew I was doing it, but I didn't realize, I guess to say how good we were at doing it. So what we built is we built this little machine. And then I retired to start my entrepreneurial journey. And entrepreneurs take a low-level resource to a higher level of productivity. That's what entrepreneurs do. They convert liabilities into assets. That's what entrepreneurs do. So for you, you got to make up your mind first what your hard skill is. Now, I'm going to go back to something I'm talking about in the book Single Digit Millionaire that I'm just writing right now. It's not finished. I have most of it written. But in the book, I talk about to get your revenue up, i.e. to make more money, you have to develop a primary hard skill. And a primary hard skill is a skill that solves a problem, a very specific problem for somebody else. Okay, so let's go back to my coaching days. What I was building during that decade was a primary hard skill to elevate a level of performance from the people I was coaching. And that included strategy, motivation, mindset, psychology. I learned that by being a coach and who I studied under. And then knowing the whole person theory, then I had all these tools in my tool shed to engineer a person to win. That was my hard skill. So I want you thinking, what is your primary hard skill? And what problem does it solve? See, today, the way I'm compensated, and the reason I'm compensated, is to help people get a higher level of performance. And I do that by what? Strategy, motivation, psychology, mindset. Like, that's how I do it. Now I've developed tools or strategies or structures that help a person do that. Where did that come from? Decade of being a women's basketball coach, trying different strategy, finding strategy that works, throwing out strategy that didn't, testing those philosophies. Like, that's how you did it. So you got to think how, what specific primary skill do you have that solves a specific problem for another person? And once you do this, you're going to begin to create demand. Once you have this skill, you're going to drive up your person of interest score. More people are going to know who you are, and more people are going to be interested in you helping them. They got a problem, right? They got a problem, and you and your hard skill is solving that problem. It's pretty simple. Then you got to market to let people know that you have this skill set and that you can solve this problem for them. So first step, find my special is what I call it. I find my special, which is finding my hard skill, my primary skill that they never talk about in school, by the way. Second is developing this hard skill, right, over a long period of time. That's why you hear me say long obedience in the same direction. That's a Eugene Peterson book, by the way. Long obedience in the same direction. That's honing, refining, mastering. Then it's about packaging and selling your primary hard skill to the people who would pay the most money to have the problem solved. Okay, you study a guy like Steve Sims, who I'm a fan of. He has a primary skill of making things happen for wealthy people. Oh, they want to fly on a helicopter from here to there? Steve Sims is the guy you call. Oh, you want to meet Elton John? Steve Sims is the guy. That's a hard skill. And if you watch his story, you go back and you see where he developed that skill. So for you, you know, you have to decide if you're going to get this single-digit millionaire, what we're talking about. And listen, you can knock single-digit millionaire, like, oh my gosh, it's just a single-digit millionaire. There's a whole bunch of people ain't never going to get to single-digit millionaire status. We have to get to single-digit before we can get to double-digit. It's just that simple, okay? We got to get to 1 before we can get to 2. We got to get to 9 before we can get to 20. So this is what I want to share with you this morning, because my buddy had breakfast. He said, man, you got to tell people exactly what you did. Well, what I did is I spent a decade developing a skill set. I then leveraged that skill set over into another arena that would compensate me at a higher level. And we're just now starting to really market the skill set. Like, my job is to get more out of your people, get more production, get more money, help you produce at a higher frequency. And the people that follow the plan, which is just consistency, it's no different than working out. Hey, these people just out walking in the middle of the street. You know, if you follow the plan, right, you're gonna make more money, because a good coach should help you find and fill your missing structures. Now, if today's talk helped you feel like you got some clarity from this, there's 2 things I want you to think about. Hank Norman and I are doing a session called From Baby Star to Big Star in September. And we'll talk a lot about finding, packaging, and selling your special. And then I'm doing a coaching summit in November called the $1 Million Coaching Summit with Coach Burt, where I will help you take what you got and package it up and learn to speak, coach, train, lead, write books. Take your special to the world. Okay? So we got to find it, refine it, right? Get results with it, recalibrate it, package it, market, and sell it. Those are the steps to taking the primary skill and earning income with it. You can do it. You got it in you. We may have to extract it out of you, but you got it. You got the goods in you. You got the raw materials, guys. This is Coach Burt. Happy Saturday. Love doing these videos for you guys, man. Especially when I'm in an inspired state. Have a great Saturday.